Hello and welcome to the general podcast about general things. I'm Edward.
I'm Scott.
Today we talk about a headline including a cookie dough can.
Going up one's body.
Yes, I was like, that's not a separate subject. But yes, okay. We also talk about pressure briefly.
Body part pressures.
Body part pressures. Gambling.
Yes, we share our stories about experiences we've had in casinos or just, friendly, good old Texas Hold'em.
Yes.
We talk about the ecosystem and poaching, and if it's ethical, how it's changed over the years.
Yes.
Developing
and how hunting and evolution
from primal to
things we
now.
don't know about.
Yes, more things that we are completely rambling on about. A lot of it is libelous. Don't use it for references.
Please don't quote us.
In papers. And then we finally talk about stories about ghosts and supernatural things.
Yes.
Eddie believes in them. I'm not so convinced, but we'll see. We'll see what we end up talking about.
Believe in them loosely.
Yeah. We'll see. You'll see. And we have our first review, which we will read out at the end of the show.
I do have a headline for Scott here. Now, I don't actually know how legit this is. I found it on Instagram. However, I thought it was hilarious. But in a Walmart shoplifting incident.
Say that again.
Right. Okay. I'll just read the headline. Cookie dough can explodes in woman's vagina during shoplifting incident at Walmart. Yeah.
There's not really much you can
that's
go
all I
off
got
that.
to know about that. However,
I would like to know some backstory, but I'm guessing you don't have it.
Yeah, there's actually a picture of her face, and she's making she's
before or after
face. And I love how it says breaking news. I don't know if that's true or not. But it's just funny.
I hope it is.
Yeah.
I really hope it is. Well, because what was it? Sorry, that exploded.
A cookie dough.
Mythbusters tested that out because there was a case in America where someone thought they got shot in the back of the head and legit thought their brains were coming out, but it was cookie dough in the back seat just getting so hot and exploding. So that could happen depending on the heat of her vagina. I mean,
yes,
it's plausible. Getting it in there is one because that's
maybe she's just an absolute slut.
It's not very rounded. It's quite.
Do you know what? I'm not an expert on cookie dough cans, so I'm not gonna.
Well, I'm guessing it's like a tin. That's what I remember seeing.
So, yeah.
Just a tin.
Almost like a Pringles can, but tougher.
Yeah, more like beans. I'm picturing beans can, like Heinz beans or other products beans. Oh. But that's the thing. That's the one thing I won't be able to understand is getting it in there in the first place. The heat, maybe. No, it's not hot enough. No way.
No. Maybe it's the pressure. Maybe she squeezed.
Could have been the pressure, sneezed. Actually. Yeah. Out of everything, it probably would have been.
That's the title of this podcast. Is the pressure of. What's the pressure of vaginas?
Yeah. It's not going to
be. PSI, please.
No one's going to click on it.
No.
In PSI.
I don't know if you saw on Mythbusters, but they, I think it's one of the last things they did before it kind of changed drastically, was that they had one of those tanker train cars, and they heated it up. I think I can't remember if they. I can't remember what exactly they did, but they filled it with something and then heated it up and then cooled it down rapidly and it compressed and it.
A train car?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I'm pretty sure I watched every single.
It was like an hour special.
I can't remember that one.
It was really good, but they couldn't get it to go unless the shell, the hull of the tanker was compromised by like a big dent.
Right.
And then it went in a big way and it was cool. I mean, this is like a 30-ton cylinder.
Right.
And it folded. It was incredible. It really was.
Oh yes. Yeah. They also did. Was it in the same episode as they did the airplane?
Honestly, can't remember.
Where does everyone sit? What's it called again?
Cockpit?
No, all the passengers. What's that called again? Basically, just an airplane, and they simulated air pressure at a certain height, and they wanted to see if it could actually explode.
Yes.
Pressure. It didn't. It just everything got sucked out and things. Like it doesn't.
It doesn't get ripped apart.
No.
It just gets sucked out.
Well, my favourite Mythbusters one was where they actually managed to raise a ship back up from the sea, like a little fishing boat using ping pong balls. They just got a massive opposite of a Hoover, pushes it in and says sucking it out, and they just filled it with millions of ping pong balls, and that actually lifted the boat out of the water.
I guess they are all ping pong balls are just
buoyant,
big. Well, not big, but balls.
Well, a lot of them would make a massive thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
and it was really interesting.
And the only way, because what you have to, I think, to float, the formula is you have to displace more mass of water than you weigh.
Yeah, like how boats stay up and things.
Yeah, that's how you need to float.
Yeah,
which is odd.
It is. I have always, because when you look at a boat,
as a person,
I struggle to. I can't do it.
I struggle too. That's just because I'm just too dense.
Yeah, I remember I used to be able to do it when I was like, you get taught how to do it, like when you're 7. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, one of the hardest things I've ever done, and it's always something like in films and in like when you see it, is just stay where you are. Just
in the water?
I can't do that. It's really tough. I don't know why. I can't, swimming for me was always one of those things I never got right.
When you look at a ship from the bottom and it just comes down to one point, it's like kind of like a V. Yeah. You just think, wow.
Yeah, most of them
massive
do that.
Cruise ships and stuff.
But not all, like cruise liners and stuff. Not all of them do that. They are like tapered on the edges, on like the ends, like at the bow and at the stern, I think it's called. Throwing out boat names. But they do come to one point. But I don't think all of them anyway are always the same, like kind of pointy edges at the bottom, because I think if they are going over, it depends what waters they're in and things like that, and stability and shit. I don't really know. Yeah,
like fishing boats have to be rugged, where cruise liners won't go. Did you hear about cruise liners today?
No.
P&O, the big one, are livid.
P&O cruises.
They are livid.
Why are they livid?
The port at Calais has been blocked off by fishermen protesting against using electricity to stun fish to catch them, because they're saying it's killing out their profits, which I agree with. I think that's a bit wrong. I'd be pretty pissed off if I was a fisherman. But they are literally lining up outside the port of Calais
just to block people.
No one can get, and that's a big port.
That's
a huge one.
But surely, if you put just an electric shock into the water, there's also a lot of other
repercussions. I don't know what exactly it was, but it was on literally as I was driving over here, heard it on Radio 5, BBC, and they were talking about how they use immoral ways of catching fish. So they are protesting, they're striking.
Well, I don't really blame them. Like
cruises and everything that goes into them, ferries and stuff can't.
I think fishing is one of the most destructive ways to farm, essentially, or hunt, because with nets and stuff, so many other things. Like water is just so, like, you got a body of water. If you're going to, if you're fishing in the sea, essentially, and you cast out a 30-foot net, you don't actually know what you're going to get back.
True.
And dredging,
there are like hot spots and things, but you can never be.
Yeah, but exactly. But like, there's always side effects. You go and farm cows for a living. There's pretty much 100% guarantee you're not going to accidentally kill a turtle, or kill a fox.
But I don't think they're fussed about that.
No, well, exactly. That's why it's destructive.
Yeah.
And like I think it's called dredging, which is essentially a big rake that you drag along the ground, and it kicks up clams.
Right.
And like mussels and things.
Yeah.
Ruins, and I mean like destroys habitats and destroys like acres and acres of seabed.
Yeah.
Which will take millions of years to recover.
Yeah.
Just for some few fucking like clams. It just seems so. There's just no foresight there.
Yeah, and there's not, for the amount of destruction caused, there's not that much reward.
Well, exactly.
And they said,
like
didn't they say last year that the barrier reef is dead?
Pretty much.
They officially declared it dead, didn't they?
Yeah, something like that. I think it was essentially beyond
repair.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a shame.
That's more than a shame. That's a complete tragedy. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know how something can be allowed to get that bad. It's the same as cod overfishing and just overfishing in general. Like, everyone views the sea as this massive infinite place.
Yeah.
But it's really not. And like, I don't know if you heard, like in the 1800s and stuff, I don't know if you know about sea glass.
Sea glass.
Glass.
Oh, I think it's probably you told me about this before, but I can't really remember. Vaguely.
Well,
rings a bell.
Glass factories just used to pump the smashed bits
into
the ocean.
Yeah.
And nobody gave a shit about the ocean ever.
Well, they
until
still
only
kind
about like 40 years ago.
It's now not glass really. It's all those microbeads and things using
exactly.
and shampoos and things.
Yeah, and I think China is responsible for like 80. China and Thailand are responsible for I think like 80% of the rubbish found in the ocean, and they're just like so bad with that. And like I don't want to say the entire Chinese kind of like their views on animals
have always been dodgy.
Yes, with medicines and like elephant tusks and shit, and it's just like
I guess it's part of tradition and culture.
It is part of tradition and culture, but for a society as big as China and so as advanced as China and such a global superpower, they're pretty fucking backwards. Like,
but maybe that's why they are, because they don't care about this sort of stuff. And
I guess so, but they've also got to like. But then I guess if that's the case, North Korea would be the biggest. Like
that's true, isn't it? Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
There's only so far you can go with it, and I know they are striking down. I think they have banned ivory and something else rather recently, actually, and it is to stop obviously poaching in Africa and things, but not too little, too late.
No.
But like,
it's never too late to change something. But
something needs to be more drastically changed if it's going to affect that black market, which is essentially there, that they don't give a shit about what they do to the animals, sell them for massive profits, and go back and do it again the next week. And I it was in that Grand Tour episode where they were in the buggies, and in the beach buggies, and poachers would often rhinos and things. They would conservationists, people who conserve the wildlife would essentially hollow out their horns and try and ruin the animal and ruin the product that they need, and poachers would just still kill that animal just because it means they don't have to track it ever again. If they kill the animal, they know they can't track it again and waste their time. And
I just had a good idea.
It's just
for something that would have been a bit better. Is put a chip in the horn.
What do you mean?
Put a chip in the horn.
Chip, as in like
a tracking chip, like you microchip your dogs.
Yeah.
So when they kill the animal, if they kill the animal,
but that's
find who killed it and then
kill them.
Well,
yes. That's not a bad idea. However, prevention is better than cure. I mean, yes, definitely. Because also kill the poachers.
That would also render the ivory useless if it's been tampered with and have a chip in it.
Well, exactly, which means they'll probably just kill it anyway, and they may not even take the horn. Also, don't let the poachers kill the animals.
Yeah, but you know where they're living is a huge amount of land.
Yeah, I know, but I just kind of think we need to do a little bit more in terms of directly helping wildlife. I mean, like, you know, Blue Planet and Planet Earth and things like that, David Attenborough, they've always said if they are witnessing an animal getting killed or essentially whatever, you know,
have to leave it.
They have to leave it.
Yeah,
there is a baby struggling for its life.
I feel like using guns against someone or something that doesn't have one is a bit unfair. If that rhino then had a gun, it's fair game. Like
it's never going to get its hooves in there.
Because I've always agreed.
In the trigger.
Yeah, and true. But like I'm talking back in the day when hunting was natural. That was fine.
Yes, because it was immoderate.
Fight, I think.
Not just that, but because it was us in moderately low numbers, we could never mass kill things back then.
No. Like
it was a 1-to-1 fight.
No.
If you get what I mean.
But
now it is just it's just factory. Go out with 5 bullets, you can kill 5 things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's too easy.
Exactly.
It's unfair.
Yeah,
and the ones I don't agree with is then
exactly unfair. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Well, it's
nothing's
like
unfair. But
bringing a gun to a fist fight kind of thing. If there's a certain level of skill in being able to survive in, you know, like. But
the biggest thing,
when you don't have any food or you need to brandish your own weapons or something, like back in the primal days. That would have been that needed to happen.
Killed for food.
Yeah.
And there was so little of us that it never really affected the population of the things that we were killing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we were part of the ecosystem then. Like, it's not like we were...
Yeah,
we still got killed
we weren't
back.
The dominant...
Well,
we
were, but we weren't exactly as big as Monopoly as we do now.
Exactly. There's no question about it now, but back then we were just the same. Really.
I mean, if
looking
you
for
still,
food and
I guess if you still come up against a tiger, we'll still be
know.
fucked. I guess it's still
exactly. But we were in the same boat as the animals we were killing.
Yeah, you're still living in the same, and you're not. You're killing the animal for every single use it can get. Like you kill anything, it will last you. If you kill a deer, for example, it will last you until you need to eat again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like it might last you a week or two. However, when poachers kill rhinos, it's for one thing and one thing only. They don't need
a photo.
Yeah, like that fucking dentist, or to sell on the black market. Mostly in China.
Yeah, because the hunters these days don't need to worry about how to feed their family.
No, exactly.
If you did,
it is
that is
fair.
Their
family,
that's fair play because that's what lions do and things like that.
It's the same. Yeah. Then it's
antelopes and things to feed their family, and that's what we used to do. But then as soon as it came to the point where you don't need to do it anymore, you've got factory production. You don't need to hunt it.
And when you got modern science and things telling you that actually that shit does not work, it's not just witchcraft. And people are still like, go on then, I'll have it.
Well done, you managed to shoot something in the head from 100 meters away.
Yeah.
With a gun that you literally point
and shoot.
And shoot, yeah.
Well done. Like, nature is nature. Like, if you go to a forest, the wolves need to run to hunt the deers. The deers need to run away from the wolves. The deers eat the forest, essentially. They eat the growth. If there was no wolves for the deers to run away from, they would just breed, and then the forest would be destroyed.
Oh, it's a balance.
Exactly, it's an ecosystem. Like, there's no one perfect solution for everything.
And then as soon as we interfere with man-made things like guns and stuff, it's now everyone's saying, oh, well, now look what's happening, or the environment's dying.
Yeah, essentially it's like you've got... Yes, we are part of the ecosystem, but when we are part of ecosystems we should not belong in. Like, if we are part of the ecosystem to farm cows and whatever and milk them and kill them and eat them, we use a hell of a lot of what cows give us.
Yeah, I was talking to
but
the chef at
poaching
work.
is fun.
Yeah.
Not for me.
No,
you know what I mean?
People do it
for
for
a sport.
for the trophy and for fun. Yeah, it's
And
not to
just
survive
sickening.
anymore. It's a hobby.
Yeah.
And but I was talking to the chef at work, and he was saying he was a chef in a hotel back, this is probably in about the 80s. And someone came to the hotel. The meat provider says, "Look, we've got a whole cow. How much do you want of it?" And they're like, "Yeah, I can't have the whole thing. We will take about half of it." Literally just half a cow down the middle. Basically, they delivered it, and it lasted a hotel 3 weeks. That half of a cow.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Exactly.
That's and then when you put it into how many cows are killed per day, loads.
Yeah, and there's a shit ton of us, and and we need to eat, obviously. And if you don't eat meat, that's fine. If you do eat meat, that's fine too. But you don't eat rhino. You don't eat elephant. You don't eat tiger. You don't eat lion.
No.
You don't eat deer very often. You just don't eat that kind of shit.
No, you kind of need to. It's the animals that wouldn't be born if they weren't. You know what I mean? Like the cows that we eat are only bred because they're going to be killed.
Yeah, essentially.
Elephants don't breed to be killed. They breed.
They're wild.
Yeah, and I know that sounds.
It's the same as horses.
Yeah,
like horses. We are very horses are incredibly useful to us.
The chickens
for
and the
sport,
pigs.
for fun, for
yeah,
uses.
Well, they've been around. They've been essential in war and things.
Exactly.
They're
useful. But guess what? We didn't kill them.
No.
Only for glue on the occasion, but that usually came from horses that had already lived their life. If that makes
but you know
sense.
what I mean? Like the cows we eat and the pigs we eat, we only eat because they were literally bred for one thing.
They would never have been born if they weren't.
They were never in a field
eaten.
Eating grass or anything.
They were, but yeah.
Yeah, they were in a.
They weren't wild.
No, exactly.
Their mother.
It would be unethical.
They were born from their mother, who is now being eaten to be eaten.
Yeah.
And give.
Yeah.
To the. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. It's not an easy.
It's not, because everyone's got different opinions on it.
Dilemma, but I just think we should protect
the balance.
Yeah, and the ecosystems as much as we can, and when a lot of problems with kind of human interaction and stuff was foreign species taking over other lands. Like the red squirrel was pretty much gone here because grey squirrels were brought over from America, I think.
Something like that, yeah.
And they were much more aggressive and bigger, and essentially pushed the red squirrels away.
Well, that's kind of like war in a way.
In a way, however, you've got we affected that ecosystem inadvertently. It's almost not our fault because we didn't know. However, it is our fault because we did it. You know, it's not like I don't know, but I mean, you've got. I'm sure there's plenty of other examples where we did not mean to bring the things to the places we brought them.
Yeah.
Such as common diseases to a lot of tribes.
Yes. Yeah, but that's a whole different topic.
Yeah.
Speaking of animals, I was on the RSPCA website and I saw a dog on there, and in the description it said he can only understand comments and commands in Spanish.
Aw.
He's a spaniel.
I fucking hate you. I thought that was quite cute. You're wearing a bird law t-shirt. That's brilliant.
Always sunny.
Always sunny.
Yeah.
Maddie loves that. Our friend Maddie has been talking to me a lot about it, but she loves it. She's really, really...
Always sunny?
Yeah, she absolutely loves it.
Good, isn't it?
And we'll send each other back and forth, and I'm always just like, this should just be on the Sukio channel. Scott also likes it. So I'm going to start doing that from now on. But Bird Law is brilliant.
One of my favourite t-shirts.
Yeah. I've only just noticed, that took me so long.
It's good. It only costs like 12 quid or something.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's decent. Do you know, I just messaged the Rose and Crown in Stone because they used to do a poker night on Fridays. I remember I went to a gig there, and while the gig was going on, I sort of kind of ditched it and went to play poker because there was a poker room. There was like
nice.
I can't remember what the company. I was looking up the company, and it was literally this company that allowed you to play poker. It was like pub poker kind of thing.
Pub poker.
Yeah, they sort of pay the pub a certain amount to cordon off a few tables, and everyone would play poker, and it was great. It was like £5 entry or something like that, and it was just fun. I was going to see it because it was usually on a Friday, and I messaged them. I was like, "Do you still do that poker thing? Because if so, I'm going to come down tomorrow." And they're like, "No, we don't. Sorry." Yeah,
that's sad.
Because I don't know.
I like playing poker, but it's not cheap.
No, it's not. Well, £5 entry is cheap for poker.
Yes, but it's
yeah, and it's that's £5 for the experience. Like that £5 can last you an hour or two.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'd rather be with a few mates and
true.
play around with pennies and 20p's, and when shit gets absolutely ludicrous when you put £1.50 down.
Tables are flipped.
Yeah, and that's fun because it's it's just not serious, but it is serious in a way because it's still money and it still means something. It's like we've played a hell of a lot of poker, or tried to play a hell of a lot of poker with chips that we found when we were drunk, and it doesn't mean anything because there's no value to it. This is 30 what?
30, but bollocks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I won that round. Oh, how much did I get? Like 3. 3 what?
3
I don't know.
Yeah, you're literally playing to say, I won. Or something.
And then shitty people just go, "Oh, I'm all in."
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck off. Like, I hate that. I really do hate that.
With a pair of 2s.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Sorry, buddy. Yeah, don't kick my dog.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
He's looking at me just like, what? Why did you do that?
With dogs, I used to stroke rocket like that with my foot, and I realised that actually my foot's almost bigger than your dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pippi.
Yeah, yeah. Pip is a Jack Russell crossed with a rat terrier, and he is brown and a little bit grey on the top, and he's gorgeous and he's tiny. He's about a foot long.
Hold him up to the mic, see if you can hear him.
Oh,
he's sniffing it.
Oh, he's sniffing.
Bless him. But
he's got a good heart.
There was something fun about playing on a table where you didn't know anyone, and everyone was sort of talking, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, this is what I do," blah blah blah. While still trying to sort of get their money off them.
Yeah.
And it was fun, actually. I really enjoyed it. So it's the only ever poker match I've ever played when I haven't known any of the contestants. And it was fun. It was an interesting kind of dynamic. And, it was £5 entry. You can't really go too wrong with that.
My only gambling experience is I went to Monaco a couple of years ago. And we went into the Casino Square, and the big casino there, like the big fancy one, at the Grand Prix circuit. And the plan was that me, my mum, my brother, and my dad would go in. Only my brother and I had photo ID, but because my parents didn't, they weren't allowed in.
That's so funny.
And my mum especially was so pissed off. It was hilarious. So she was just like, just take these €50 and do whatever you do with them. Don't spend any more than this. Here's €50 for you to lose. Have fun, essentially. And we went in. It was quite early, so it was only blackjack and something else I didn't understand that was on. I think there was 2 blackjack tables and something else, and roulette was opening, but they're taking their time. So we went in and we exchanged our euros. 50 euros isn't a small amount
for a casino in Monaco. €50.
€50 is a small account because the minimum bet was €25.
Yeah.
And I went, we got 2 goes here.
2 goes.
Shit.
Yeah.
We came out about 40 minutes later after kind of looking around.
40 minutes.
Because we looked around all the slots too, and the slots were
filled with old people?
No.
No?
It was actually very quiet, and we were also asked if we were allowed to be in there. Because, me and my brother look quite young, so they're like, can we just see your IDs, please? And we're like, yeah, cool. I'm 18, and I was 18 at the time, and my brother was 21, and I was just like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Carry on. This is, you are the youngest people in here by a margin. And we came out.
Everyone's in suits, you're in hoodies and things.
Well, I think I was actually just in shorts and
flip-flops.
I wasn't in flip-flops. I was just in shorts and a t-shirt and shoes, probably.
Just burnt out, like no sun cream, just red.
I wasn't actually.
Brown.
I've actually
like
never
tanned.
burnt. I've never burnt abroad. I've only ever.
I was gonna say
burnt
bollocks. You were like literally a sun-dried tomato.
in that
summer.
was June.
Were you like digging a grave in the garden or something like that? What were you doing? I remember something involving digging, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. My mum wanted me to help her kind of do the vegetable patch down there, just like turn it over, just not make it as hard as it is. And we were kind of starting on that Monday. She had a week off. Well, no, I think she had like 2 days off or something. It wasn't actually that long. And I was ill a couple of nights before. And like I had like a really shit 2 days or something, and I was really, really ill. And I could never pin palm oils, and I wasn't ever sick. I was just dizzy and like nauseous and sweaty and shit. It was horrible, and I couldn't sleep. And then I went outside to go help her, and just sat in some shorts and no t-shirt or anything, and just kind of said, I will be out soon, I'm just going to go have a shower. And then I sat down, and 6 hours later I was still there in the blazing sun, and it hurt. That hurt so much. It was awful. I just peeled for like 3 weeks. But no, we were in there. We were in there for like 40 minutes. We came out after looking at the slots, and so that's it. We lost 50 quid. And they went, no, you didn't. I went, nah. We made 100. I think we went for 50 quid, like 100 euros each.
That's decent.
That was all right. I doubled my money.
euros, both of you to start off with.
Yeah.
Oh right.
And then I think my brother made like 115 or something. And I made 110.
Oh wow.
And Will kept on going for a little while longer because I said from the off, if I reach 3 figures, I'm just quitting. That's it. Yeah. That's it. I'm quitting while I'm ahead.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did that because I think I have quite an addictive personality. I did do it. I hit 110 and kept a €5 chip for myself. So I've got that upstairs. My brother, I think he went up to like 120 and then dipped down to 80, and I was just like,
"This is what happens." Yeah.
And then he went back up and was like, "I'm just gonna go now." So we went out, and there was that other casino like next door. It's like on the other side, essentially like it's like perpendicular to it, which is nowhere near as fancy and doesn't. It's mainly just slots and machines, and my mum was very disappointed.
She could get in that one.
Yeah, she can get in that one because that didn't require photo ID. And it was photo ID. It wasn't just like a credit card or something, or like something. It had to be a driver's license or your passport. It was really weird. And we got out, and I said, "Oh, we lost." And I went, "Oh, did you win?" I went, "No, actually, we made some money." Kind of thing. But while we were in there, because I only played Blackjack, and I stuck to the minimum bet 25. I didn't want to. I basically wanted to make it last as long as I could. I think there was about 6 of us around the table, and I was on the far left, and this guy on the far right. I was there betting like, oh, what's the, like 25? Oh yeah, hit me. And the other guy on the other end of the table was just like,
sunglasses on. Headphones.
Yeah, he didn't. Well, no. He had bodyguards.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was throwing down like, 250. Oh fuck it, £1,000.
Fuck.
Like it was not small figures, and I was just like, glad we're not. Because you play blackjack, but you really only play with the dealer essentially.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah,
so
unlike poker, but yeah.
Yeah, you don't really interact with the other people at the table. You more interact with the dealer. So
Yeah.
I was just like, fair dues to the guy. I mean, he was throwing down like crazy coloured chips, and I was like, I'm just gonna stick to
what colour is that?
Minimum bet. I mean, I remember when I was at his 15 euros and went minimum bet's 25. I went, oh right.
I meant 150.
Is this one 10? I thought this was 20. Kill me. And it was really embarrassing. And like, to be fair, they're all really nice. I didn't actually directly speak to the guy, but I think he kind of figured me and my brother were very new to this, me especially. And like, wasn't fussed, but went about his kind of thing and
cracked on with it. Yeah.
And there was also 3 others there. So there's this rich guy, me and my brother, and then these 3 people who were on a cruise. And one of them was a DJ, and 2 of them were just passengers who had made friends and who'd at each stop they'd gone to a casino and lost money. Like that was just their thing. Like so they went, hey, like how are you, Cassandra? Let's go to the casino now. So it was the DJ and 2 passengers, and the woman was lovely. She was sat next to my brother, and she was just like, "This is your first time, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, is it obvious?" He went, "Yeah, it's really obvious." And then we kind of got chatting and everything, and then one of my hands came down, and it said I had a 10 and a 7, and I was like, "Hit me!" And the dealer who'd been really nice to me, previous, and really like courteous and understanding kind of thing, like not dickhead about it, which I would actually kind of expect from the Monaco casino.
Yeah,
I don't know what it's called. And I was like, fair dues kind of thing. And so my 17 rolled around and I went, hit me. And he went, are you sure? And I went, yes. And I was just like, why would they ask that? And I was just like,
did you get a 4?
Uh-oh. No, I got bust.
That's what he said.
because apparently the general rule is if you get 17 in a blackjack, you don't hit. Like
the chances
17.
You could, but I guess it's like,
yeah, if you are 17 or above, just don't, because you're just going to lose your money. Because if you go bust, you lose your money. But if you don't go bust, it rolls around.
Oh, okay, right.
I think.
Right.
I think. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it was good fun. And like times where you kind of have essentially a budget which you expect to lose is nice and enjoyable. And that that's why I like the pennies and just kind of go around with friends. And that we did this a couple of weeks ago with a few of our old mates, and it's just really,
it's fun. It's a fun game because you can talk to each other while you're playing it, and
it's really social.
Each hand can last a different amount of time, and there's no pressure on and stuff like that.
And above that, I'm sure it doesn't actually feel the same. However, there's very small difference between betting pennies and 20p's and 50p's to betting pounds, 20 quid and 50 quid.
Yeah.
Like, it's not actually that much different. It's still betting. And it is, and as long as if you are rolling around with pennies and everyone else is rolling around with 50, it's probably not that fun.
No.
But when you are, like, when you've got £3.50 on the table and you are the richest man in the world, that's hugely hilarious. Yeah. I love it. It's really fun.
And it was like, one of our friends came in, won most of their hands, and couldn't close their wallet. The amount of like bronzes they had.
Yeah, bronzes.
Coppers.
Yeah, as I said, that is not correct.
Coppers.
Shrapnel.
Yeah. Weight.
I mean, I came in with essentially a doggy bag because I didn't want that shit in my fucking wallet. But yeah, that was quite enjoyable. And we played. What was the other game we played where you had to, like, it was the left, right, and centre games.
I think it's just called left, right, centre, isn't it?
Left, right, and
centre, right, or something like that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good fun. See, there's lots of things you could do with gambling, but it doesn't have to be like hardcore gambling. Not in my eyes, anyway.
Yeah. Because I watch quite a lot of poker on TV and stuff, and it's mental.
Yeah.
It is mental the amount of money they're putting down.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I was in Vegas one time, but I was under 21, and
that must suck.
It was quite annoying because everywhere else you're fine,
apart from
America.
I mean, you could do plenty of other things.
Yeah,
but you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Gamble.
You can buy a gun and drive a car.
Yeah, and you can. Well,
yeah.
No, you can't drink.
You can't drink.
Yeah, I don't understand that. You can be in charge of other people's lives, but you can't be in charge of your own. Yeah. Like, hell, I can drive this car and
crash it into a family four.
Be an absolute fucking dickhead and go through a stop sign or whatever, or go through a red light and kill myself and my 4 friends. But I can't have a Corona.
A Smirnoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but you got to walk. And there's like no clocks, there's no windows or anything.
No,
there's nothing like that,
and it's always air conditioned to a certain temperature.
Yeah, and you got to walk. They place it so you have to get to your room. You have to walk through the whole thing. And as you're walking through, you see like the blackjack and roulette and all that stuff. And it's quite like dodgy and a bit shady, but it is. Yeah, it does work. But then you get to the end, and it's called the vault. And you can sort of just see into it. It's a poker table. There's about 6.
What hotel is this?
This is in Bellagio, and one of the fountains. And there's about 6 people around this table, all Chinese, all in suits, all with huge stacks, just like chucking money away. Like
it doesn't matter.
Kind of like we'd play with chips. That mean nothing. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I watched a video today on someone bluffing $1 million. Someone bluffed. Put in $1 million chips,
and they had nothing.
The other guy had an ace high, and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it." And he bluffed it out. And then he had because you don't have to show it at the end, but he showed it. And the other guy was like,
So where are the strongest beams in this place?
Yeah,
I'm about to hang myself.
Kill myself. I have a story.
Oh,
I've got a choice of 2.
Oh, okay.
Have I ever told you about my next door neighbour's ghosts? My old next door neighbour's ghosts. I'm trying to remember.
Yes, you have. With a dog in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll tell you this one.
Okay.
I'll save the second story for another podcast.
Okay. Make a note of it, otherwise we will forget. I think we still said that like 3 times
now. Me and Eddie used to live 11 doors apart from each other.
Exactly.
And the old I moved away, so we don't anymore. But
we live about 11 roads away.
It probably is. Actually, no,
probably not.
3 or 4. One of them is just really long. My old next door neighbour, it was husband and wife with a little kid, and they lived in a bungalow next to our house. And the old guy who used to live there had 2 dogs. He was alone and stuff like that, and he got caught with child porn on his laptop at work. Yeah,
Jesus Christ!
He lost his job and everything like that. He went into Wendover Woods and hung himself. And he went in with the dogs and hung himself, and the dogs sort of just were never seen again, basically.
Oh.
And anyway.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. One day, me and Tom were in the front room. You can see out the window and you see onto their drive. I think we're playing Xbox or something. And we see this like vicar priest guy come out, and we're like, right, that's interesting. And then my mum got talking to their mum and said that Corey, in the middle of the night, saw 2 dogs at the end of his bed. They don't own dogs.
That's right, it's the dogs.
Yeah, well, that's not all right. That's not all right.
What? Nah, there's nothing wrong with ghosts.
When it's related to a child.
Yeah, but that's the dogs.
Porn guy. But it's not so much what it is. It's the fact of the.
Yeah,
holy shit that this shouldn't be in my house.
Yeah, but I wouldn't.
I'm sure they can't do anything.
But they're just dogs.
No, that's not the point.
Yeah, no,
that's
they're just
not
dogs.
The point at
they're
all.
just dogs. They were in their home. Leave them alone.
No, that's not the point.
Nah, come on.
Nah, that's weird.
That's not
just
weird.
imagine waking up and you see 2 dogs.
Oh, come on, it's not like my house is exactly perfect.
Nah, that freaked me out. Especially because he was like 7. He was like 7. At the time, that freaked me out.
Nah.
Yeah, it would. If it really happened to you at 7, it would freak you out.
I guess I've just kind of been open to it. I've had a lot of shit in this house. This is a very old house, and things happen in this house which I don't really know why. Like, I was laying in bed one night and I was facing my wardrobe. I rolled over. I think I had a bit of a cough, and just being on my other side wronged my throat. And I rolled over quickly, and my wardrobe doors were just open. Just like
Draft?
What from completely? You know my wardrobe doors. They don't. That's not a draft. Yeah, I've had.
Forgot to close them.
No, because they definitely weren't.
I don't know. I think there's an explanation for everything.
Opened. I think so, within reason. Yeah, but
I don't believe in the afterlife. Genuinely don't.
I don't think so either. But there's also...
I believe in stuff getting in your head and you can see stuff. Completely, 100% believe that you can be fooled. And the more you think about it, the more you see it and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But I don't know. There's been... I remember I was at my auntie's house and I saw my uncle after he died. I just saw him cross the landing. Didn't think anything of it. It almost felt like a dream. It's not even like, but since then, I've been completely open to it. It doesn't matter to me. And here, it's just the previous owner, and they both Well, their son was born in my room. The bloke, the husband, died in the other room.
Yeah,
it's not a problem. It's their house.
No, I'm sure
their
it's not
house
a problem.
As much as our house.
It's not a problem.
There's been two owners to this house.
I don't think it exists. There was one time which freaked me out when Boxer died, my old cat. He was a black cat, and literally a week after, this black kitten started coming into the garden. I've never seen before, and it was only about for a month or two. Never saw it. It was quite consistent, like every. But that's probably just someone's got a new cat.
Coincidence.
It's a coincidence.
Yeah,
freaky, but it's a coincidence. I think there's an explanation for a lot of things. And when you're so used to seeing something.
I'm not saying, when I saw my wardrobe, I didn't see them open. Who knows if they're actually open up, blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't frighten me or worry me if that was to happen. It's like...
There's one thing them existing, and then there's one thing of them being able to actually make a difference and affect things.
Yeah, but I also don't think,
because I think it's
but we've had... me and my mum especially have had a few things in this house. One time I was sat at my desk in my room and I was texting on my phone. And I was texting a girl, I think. So, I didn't want people reading. And I was facing away. I was facing, the corner.
Shady.
Well, it's private. It was private. But I was facing the corner of my room. I was facing my TV. And someone passed behind me because my light is essentially, it's just above me, and there's a shadow went across my entire desk and myself. So I locked my phone and turned around, expecting to see my brother there. No one there.
What time of day was it?
It's about 7, 8 o'clock. It wasn't late, but the lights were on. It was winter, so the lights were on. Curtains were the blinds were down. Light was on. My brother was still up. Everyone was still up because I could still hear people. And the girl I was texting went to bed at 9:30. So
yeah, it
was always I knew it wasn't late, and that in my heart of hearts, I knew that happened, and I know that wasn't. That was not false, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And, my mum's had a few things and bits and bobs in this house. We got it valued. We got the house valued just for shits and giggles, just out of interest. And they came over, and as soon as they came over, my dog doesn't bark at things. He barks at people, and he'll bark at every now and again, but he doesn't bark continuously. Weirdly, without reason, without something being outside or I remember we had the police over once, and because someone stole their mum's car and parked on our drive in the middle of the night, and I did not wake up, and
we had the police over, and Pip just barked continuously whilst the fucking car was on the drive, because Pip was just like, I do not recognise that car. Things are weird. But this time, the evaluator came over. Pip didn't bark at the guy. He didn't bark at outside. He just barked at the corner in the hallway. Just the corner for a solid like 20-30 minutes. And the entire time the evaluator was there. And the previous owners of this house weren't, I don't know if my mum ever met them, but my mum and dad ever met them, but they weren't. I don't really know how it worked. But we are getting an extension soon, and we were changing a lot of the house in a period of probably about 10 years ago now. Still yet to get the extension. But my mum was moving boxes and moving things, and she had a bunch of like recycling. And it was a very hot day, and it was totally warm, like totally still air, like not a single cloud, nothing. Hadn't been windy all day, had been totally still. And my mum just said she had just a gut feeling to kind of say, do you like what we're doing with the house? Like, do you like what we're doing with essentially what is not their house, but what was their house? And the back gate just swung open like not fast, not aggressively, but just just opened. And like, shit like that. It's just kind of like, it's all very
yeah.
Might be, might not be, blah, 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 blah. But like, if you can kind of put a nice spin on it, like, it's not like everything is.
Oh no, I'm not saying they're all bad.
You.
I'm not saying they're trying to kill you. I wouldn't even say they have the capability of even affecting a single thing.
No, not necessarily. But I do definitely think,
apart from your mind, apart from your head.
Yeah, and like, children see stuff. I know Kimmy, my cousin, saw something about the nice man. Like, and this was just recently after my granddad died.
Yeah. When you're so used to seeing something, it's not too far fetched for you to imagine that you've seen it. If that makes
I get
sense.
what you're saying. Yeah, but it's not. I don't think it's.
It is definitely an interesting one.
I don't think it's as clear cut as it's there and it's not there. Or they're there, they're there, or they're not there.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like that romantic thought, that the people who you miss and stuff are still there. I mean,
I know it's nice.
I don't think family members can exactly come and see other family members. That makes sense. But like within walls, they certainly echo.
Yeah.
And this house, obviously, this has had two owners, and the previous owner, I believe he was the building manager and the lead builder of the people who built most of this road. Mm. So they built on top of the hill, and they built biggest, and they built for the next biggest was next door for the vice.
Oh right.
Essentially, like step down assistant. And so this isn't the biggest on the house, on the road anymore, but it was when it was built. Had the most land.
Yeah.
Like essentially, yeah. It's. I mean, they helped build this house. Mm. It's their house just as much as it is ours. We've only been in it 20 years.
There you go. Yeah. I have just something to end off on. We got our first review.
Did we?
Yeah.
On what?
iTunes.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it? The room one or
Legit.
the second one?
It's one on just the general show. So it's all the episodes. Look, I'll show you. I'll read it out. There it is.
Easy listening and funny. 5 stars from Rami 1965. So what they are? How old are they?
53, 54?
5? Yeah.
53?
53.
53, 54.
Right,
The podcasts for me go by very, very quickly and are funny, but yet interesting at the same time.
That's like the perfect. That's the perfect combination.
It's not topics I'd usually find myself thinking about, but these guys make me wonder about them. Very good podcast.
I'm genuinely happy about that. That's amazing.
I don't know what podcast they were listening to.
Well, okay, to be fair, what have we talked about? Nuclear bombs and jelly jams and chutneys.
Basically, yeah. So yeah, for our first review. So if you are listening,
I'm genuinely happy about that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
see what it does. See what it does if you leave a review.
I mean, if it's a negative one, we'll just flat.
Well, we'll still read it.
Well, we'll read it, but we'll ignore
we'll laugh at it. And then...
like, well, you're wrong.
Yeah, we'll straight up call you idiots. But, you know, whatever.
We'll call you out.
Well, 1v1 me.
That's Rust.
I saw this video. It was 30 you know, city skylines.
Yeah.
It was 30 different traffic intersections and how much their traffic flow was.
Jesus.
Right? Yeah, I know. And it was like standard 4-way with traffic lights, standard 4-way with turn left on traffic lights, standard roundabout, and then it had like turbine junction, and it had like 30 different ones. And then in the comments it was like 1v1 me on traffic simulator, you scrub. Oh, it's funny.
That's pretty funny.
But it would be like that. But yeah, no, leave a review, and I think it's safe to say we'll read every review we get.
I think so, in the early days
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, well, I don't think we'll ever
I don't think we're ever going to get big, but yeah.
too many, but we'll read it out.
That's very, very
Definitely.
very kind of you to say.
Rami.
Rami.
It's like my last name
Almost.
Rami. Yeah, leave reviews.
Is it your dad?
That would be funny, wouldn't it? No. I haven't told him about it. No. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be nice.
But no, that's nice. Positive.
Yeah, thank you.
Positive. So on that happy note.
It's a very happy note. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We'll see you again next week.
Goodbye.
See ya.